Well, hello everyone. My name is Zachary O'Shea, and this is Box of Teeth. Now, January is running to a close, but I still have a few more ghost stories to share with all of you, along with the Dungeons and Dragons monster that blooms from that story. So let's jump into one right now. Let's go ahead and talk about a particularly dangerous ghost. That would be the Sawbones. Imagine being the last man alive in a city done in by the plague. No matter what you tried, there weren't nothing you can do to stop it, even though each one of those souls relied on you to save their lives. That's what drove Sawbones mad. Partially, anyway. Save, only about half the town had shuffled off their mortal coils by the time he lost it. The rest were sick with the plague, though, and the doctor knew there was no way he could stop it. But he knew he could stop their agony. So the doctor went from house to house, administering a sort of medicine where the patient goes to sleep and never wakes up. When he used up all the remedy on those that were strong enough to fight back, he turned to the frail and slit their throats with his scalpel. Said it was a mercy, he did. Once this act of kindness was done, Sawbones tried to rest. To his dismay, he had never gotten the plague, but oh, he was sick with guilt. Instead of perhaps ending it there, he decided to move on and spread his cure. The plague ravaged the kingdom far and wide back then. He finished off a handful of smaller villages before the law caught up with him and swung him from a tree. The ghost, he still wears that noose. It keeps his crooked neck straight. A tattered greatcoat hangs about Sawbones' emaciated body. He gets his name now from the bones that poke through both skin and fabric. Armed with scalpel and syringe, he stalks those back roads still looking to cure what everyone dies from, living. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at Sawbones statistics for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. Sawbones is a challenge rating 7 medium undead who is very chaotic evil. He has the usual damage resistances, damage immunities, condition immunities you would expect from a ghost, along with ethereal sight, incorporeal movement, and etherealness. In addition, he does have innate spell casting, where you can cast Sleep and Toll the Dead at will, along with 3 days each for blindness/deafness and inflict wounds. He has 2 primary attacks, along with multi-attack. The first is Spectral Scalpel, so he does necrotic damage with the attack, but also creatures that suffer from it cannot heal until the start of Sawbones' next turn. And he also has Spectral Syringe, so he deals more necrotic damage to them, and then make a save or be poisoned for the next minute. He has one last big attack on a recharge 6, which is Numbing Field, which is a very much toned down cone of cold, so creatures that fail to save take cold damage and drop anything that they're carrying. And last and most wicked, he does have a reaction of Quick Cut, so if a creature fails against one of his spells within 5 feet of Sawbones, he can then use his reaction to make a scalpel attack against them. I feel personally this is a rather sinister ghost that would be hard to turn away from the destructive path that they are sowing across the back roads of the land, and something that heroes would really like to put down. Let me know how you would use them in the comments below. Now, of course, you can find Sawbones along with dozens of other ghosts and hundreds of other horror-themed monsters for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. They're all perfectly free at boxofteeth.blogspot.com. If you're more interested in the horror fiction that I write that includes grease paint right here, it's got a clown, it's got some spooky ghosts, it's got some twists, I think you'll enjoy it. Or the non-Dungeons & Dragons role-playing projects that I have, you can always go to www.zacharyoshea.com. As always, I do appreciate your time and your attention, and I hope you have a great weekend.